All right. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. Happy 4th of July. I hope it all went well for y'all. This is the day after. I do have some numbers, and that's what I was wanting to update everybody on about this bioreactor refinery kiln kind of deal. Um, these are modular units. The entire refinery, that this is to include all, like, the tanks that the jet fuel would go into, the diesel would go, all of the tank, everything, is it would be about 12 containers, and that even includes an office, container that's like made for an office, to be set up anywhere that there's a concrete slab, anywhere on Earth. You got the crane, and we deliver 12 containers from a factory because they would have to be built in a factory, um, and then just assembled on site, stood up, and then connected. But that's 12 for that, or just the power end of this, because it goes two different. Actually, it goes like three different ways. It's kind of crazy, y'all. Um, the like you could do 12 reactor. Actually, it'd be 11 reactors without power, where you have to provide any other external power for pumps and jazz like that. But if you're around a three phase grid, that may be the option you want to do to save $1 million. Otherwise, if you add, because it's 6 million without the power module, it's 7 million with the power module, but the same heat that this unit is producing, as it turns the bales of hemp into activated carbon, is capable with a power module, $1 million, not for free, nothing for free. For $1 million, is capable of producing 130 kilowatt perpetually, 24/7, 365, no moving parts. That's crazy, is what I'm trying to. While it's producing $1 million a year crop from about 500 acres, you could make enough biomass to feed this thing. It would be about 11 1,000 pound bales a day, 365. That's like 500 acres worth, is what I'm trying to get at. This would be a prime thing for like Canada, anywhere that hemp is grown in mass. Um, Whether they take the seed off and then leave you with the biomass, this is the way to deal. If it can be baled, this is the way to deal with it. And you could even have like a 4 container project. And now that I'm thinking about it, probably the way I do it is to have a 4 container deal, where you push the bales in from one side and you use excess heat to dry the bales off, to drive any excess moisture away from the bale, just prior to them going in to the autoclave. It would be a continuous autoclave, with a sodium coil core on the inside of a soapstone battery, kind of like this guy here, but just big. All in a 40-foot container stood up on end, with a toroidal reactor up on top, where the sodium would be passed through electromagnetically. In producing about 130 kilowatt of direct drive DC. Convert that to AC, whatever you want. It's perpetual, is what I'm trying to get at. And it's high voltage, like 1,000 watt or 1,000 volt. It easily stepped down to any AC voltage you would want it to. Um, but there's the pitch. I know there's been a couple of y'all wanting to invest and do different things like this. Hey, if you got 20 grand, I would love to file the 501c3, da 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 da, and go that direction. I'll knock off a little bit off your first reactor that you want to buy. Um, the Otherwise, this is going to go through. I see this is happening. Warren Buffett, if you're listening, my friend, I would sell you the exclusive rights to relicense this idea in North America, Canada, America, and Mexico for about 100 million, not 99, 100 million. It's worth more than that. But for $100 million war chest, I would go do what I want to do, and I would let you have fun with it here. I'm also looking for people in South America, Asia, Europe, in Africa for the same purpose. If you want the exclusive right or the licensing agreement, $100 million. I don't think it's any less anywhere else, is what I'm trying to get at. That includes Australia. Anywhere you can grow hemp. And hemp is, you need about 500 acres to operate this thing at its capacity. And that would produce about $1 million a year activated charcoal. It pays for itself just in the charcoal. The everything else is above and beyond. Like the power, that's another $300,000 a year or something like that, just for if you were doing this off grid somewhere. But if you want everything in the ball of wax, that's the bioreactor to change the hemp oil into aviation or actual diesel fuel. That's like, and the power unit, that's 7 million. Without the power unit, that's 6 million, but you got to provide your own power for the pumps and jazz like that. With 7 million, this is net net positive or what? I don't remember. It is. I'm just trying to remember all the words. Okay, and I don't know all that kind of stuff, but it makes more power than it consumes. Kind of like the Holy Grail, thing. But I mean, you're feeding it 11 bales of 11 1,000 pound bales of hemp fiber daily. It definitely has a feedstock, so it's not perpetual, opportunity kind of power. But what it's producing monetarily is definitely opportunity. You could buy the entire 5 acre farm with the $7 million investment and pay it off in like 10 years, 6 years, something like that. It's crazy quick. The payout for it is what I'm trying to get at. So it's not a bad deal. I just wanted to throw this out and tell you where it's at. And like I said, Warren, if you're listening, buddy, we need to talk. We need to talk real bad. Because I don't really want to make reactors and all this stuff. I would rather just sell the intellectual property, lease the intellectual property, and then go do stuff that I want to do. But yeah, for like, I don't know anybody else anywhere else in the world. So I would call him out by name. I really would. But for Warren here in North America, he would be my go-to because he owns Flying J. He has the BNSF, the railroad that is horribly in deficit to this carbon credits and stuff like this. And this is a massive carbon credit sink, or to the positive. It's that net positive thing on the carbon credits. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. And if you want, hit me up the email or leave comments, jazz like that. And I don't even care if you're a joker. But you're not going to get much of a rise out of me, so I guess do however you feel fit. We'll talk to you then. All right, bye.